Thank you very much for joining me on this Tuesday. I'm Brian Shields. I want to get right to some of the changes and the life-threatening flooding on the way. Now, one thing that has happened overnight as I've been tracking this has slowed down. That can lead to higher rain totals. Also, the bottom edge of it with some of the wind shear, that's kind of filtered into my friends in Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. I've been watching you all night, going back and forth with you in the comments. I want to get to that. I want to get to the models, the winds, and the rain, of course, with this crazy totals and look down the road. Bermuda, Canada, talk about that. In Tropical Storm Harold, that is also out there. I'll get to all of that in this video. Now, here's Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. Here's the thing. The system it looks like it's coming to the south. It's not. There's clouds. They go all the way up to the top. They're way up high in the atmosphere. With that, the top layer of clouds is getting blown off and kind of drifting into this direction. That's why we've had the rain in Aruba. We've had flooding. Please be safe, my friends in Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire. I've been watching northern Colombia, extreme northern Venezuela as well. Got you covered. Been watching some of the rain as well in parts of Venezuela this morning. As I get to the north, the center of this is actually somewhat over here. Not all systems are symmetric. They're not all perfectly round, and this is one of those for sure. So here's Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. We've seen some gusty winds at times. The leading edge of this, streaming in some of the showers, Santo Domingo off to the east and back through Puerto Rico. Been watching over toward the British and U.S. Virgin Islands as well. Here's the latest track as of this morning. Again, the tropical storm warnings are up. Now, it has slowed. It has not gotten stronger, but the load of rain in it, it's all there. So the forecast right on track as a whole with some of those changes, again, slowing down. And I've been watching my friends in the ABC Islands this morning. This will lift right through the Dominican Republic. Again, it's a broad system, so we're going to see impacts in Haiti, even over toward Puerto Rico and the Turks and Caicos, and then it becomes a hurricane and gets very close to Bermuda by the time we get into the second half of the weekend. More on that ahead, but right now the immediate concern, all islands matter, big or small. That's why I'm watching Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire right now. I'm watching Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Turks and Caicos. Now, Turks and Caicos, Haiti, Dominican Republic, we are making those preps for flooding. We've already done so. Haiti and the Dominican Republic. I know very well that a lot of us have different means. We have different challenges. I know. I just want you safe during the storm. Please, at the least, don't be near a spot that floods. Easier said than done. It's not like we could pick up and totally leave. I get that, but I want you safe. Puerto Rico, keeping a close eye on this. We don't need full-fledged preps in Puerto Rico, but there is that chance of flooding in Puerto Rico with some of the bands of rain that will work in. So let me get to that right now. Then I'll get into those computer models. Here's the American model. Now, here's the thing. It has slowed. None of the models are doing a great job on the speed of this right now, and that's why I look at everything other than just the models. The rain's actually going to be a little more delayed than this. We'll see some moving in. This is 8 p.m. By about 8 p.m. tonight, we'll see that rain really starting to work in, and then especially through midnight. So overnight, we were talking about this yesterday, heavy rain overnight. This is 2 in the morning. Parts of Haiti, Jacmel, and then Jacmel, Port-au-Prince, and then to the east over toward Santo Domingo. That's where we're going to have the heaviest rain, the core of this. But then we get some rain bands trying to squeak in toward the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. But overnight, that's when conditions go downhill. Tons of rain that will be around. I'll show you those rain totals. They are out of control. And you see it here again. And this is one of those systems where folks not from the tropics are like, hey, that's not a big deal. It is a huge deal. And you know it as well. These tropical systems have a ton of rain. Tomorrow morning, flooding rain. Mudslides a big concern. Haiti, sharp divide between the rain and no rain. And then by tomorrow afternoon, Turks and Caicos, we're going to get some rain. Heaviest will be to the east, yes, but we have that potential of some flooding, Turks and Caicos. And still watching these rain bands tomorrow. This is tomorrow night. Core of the system pulling just to the east of the Turks and Caicos, then lifting up toward Bermuda. But even tomorrow night, we may see some rain bands clipping us by Puerto Rico, still in the Dominican Republic and Haiti. So that's generally how it's looking. Again, that slug of moisture is my massive concern with this. There is going to be the extreme flooding. That is on track with this, no doubt. Now, as it starts to lift to the north today, we're going to see the winds increasing. I'm not seeing it becoming a hurricane before it makes landfall. Either way, again, the rain is the issue, but you see this white shading here. This is by late today and tonight. South side, Jacmel, Santo Domingo, we're going to see those winds. 56 kilometers an hour or 35 miles per hour up to 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles per hour. So they're going to be increasing. We could have some gusts around 100 kilometers an hour or about 65 miles per hour out of this. I'll dive into that specifically as we go island by island. Core of the winds works in across tomorrow night. And then on the northern coast, that's where the strongest winds will be. You see the arrows? Winds tomorrow morning coming generally out of the south. So they're coming in out of the south. These systems have a counterclockwise spin, so you could picture the winds where you are. Southerly flow pretty strong tomorrow in Puerto Rico, and then Turks and Caicos, winds again kind of curling about. We'll see some gusty winds coming in out of the east by late tomorrow in the Turks and Caicos. And then down the road, this system gets closer to Bermuda. So Haiti and the Dominican Republic in particular, life-threatening flooding. I am concerned about some of the bands of rain trying to creep into Puerto Rico. We'll see how that goes throughout the day. These systems they do different things. Just like Aruba this morning, getting some of the heavier rain around, you see these systems kind of interacting in different ways. Now, water and food prep. Now, again, we have different means. What I mean by that is if you got to walk to get water, you're going to a well or something like that, or you go across a river. If you need to get across a river passage, even a stream, to get to food and water, just a heads up, they may be completely impassable, especially in the Dominican Republic and parts of Haiti. And we need to avoid those river crossings. They are going to be super dangerous. Just this much of moving water, this size right here of moving water could wash away not only you, but an entire vehicle. That is the power of water. Now, Bermuda, watching Sunday and Monday. Still too early to tell if it directly moves into Bermuda. Most of the indications are just east. I need to see how it does over land first. That is the issue, because the center in these things can jump around. And then Eastern Canada, watching Tuesday, got my eye on Canada. So that's the thing. Here are the models. And again, all of this taking it into the Dominican Republic, but because it's not super organized, sometimes the center could actually relocate. And if the center was here and then kind of develops here later in the day, well, that changes the overall track. It does not change the impacts for the DR over toward Puerto Rico and Haiti. But down the road, again, if the center were to shift a little bit more over here or even more over here, well, that would be a big factor on what could happen to Bermuda and Canada down the road. So I'm not looking too far down the road, but you see a general trend on some of these models. Here's Bermuda, and then watching the Atlantic region of Canada, especially extreme eastern Canada. By the time we get into next week, I'll be focusing on that as we get down the road. Now, here are the rain totals. I wish these maps were changing. They haven't changed much. Again, the mountains, yes, they'll rip apart a system, but it doesn't rip apart the rain. With the mountains, the rain is a huge issue. We get the landslides, roads will wash out in some spots. Look at this core of rain, this kind of a white to red shading that's easily over 150 millimeters or 6 inches of rain. We'll have some spots again on track, unfortunately, for 300 millimeters or more of rain. That's a foot or more of rain, trying to keep you covered no matter which measurement system you use. And again, very close to Jacmel, sharp divide between nothing. My friends in Haiti, it is tricky because some spots could get not a whole lot at all. That's how it's going to be. So spread the word in Haiti. I don't want anyone to let their guard down. Western section, or rather eastern sections closer to the DR, higher chance of those extreme totals. And then I'll watch those rain bands. We could get upwards of 2 to 3 inches, 4 inches of rain in parts of Puerto Rico, depending on how it breaks with those batches of rain. Again, heaviest weather off to the west. But just heads up, in Puerto Rico, and I want you to spread this word as well, if the center were to jump, not an alarming thing that sounds scarier than it is, this is not a hype channel, but if the center were to shift a little bit more over here to the east, yes, that would increase some of the rain totals. Again, you've heard about the system a lot. Again, I'm not seeing it a huge factor for the wind, but I am a little more concerned with, obviously, the rain. And the rain can impact those power grids, and I'll keep an eye on those rain bands as well. So I want to get into a couple things. I want to get into Tropical Storm Harold in a second, kind of look down the road with this system. I'll show you that. But let me get into this because this is important. I know this video gets a little bit long, but not really concerned about the length. I'm more concerned about you and your safety. Dominican Republic, again, the chance of rain increases later in the day. Worst weather still on target tonight, tomorrow morning. We could have some winds really tonight, 65 miles per hour or 105 kilometers an hour. Southern coast, Santo Domingo, we'll be seeing that. And again, back through Haiti into Jacmel, extremely high chance of rain rain, of course, tonight and early tomorrow. Rain is the big issue. Super concerned. You hear it in my voice with the flooding, an extreme rain event. If you see any channels downplaying this rain event, simply put, they're just not right. Okay, I've been through this. I've been through this in the Caribbean, and again, seeing the rain in this system, it's not good. Ask the folks in Aruba this morning, and they're barely getting a taste of it. We're barely getting any of it in Aruba, yet we're getting those showers and storms, right? So you got a hint of what is actually in the core of this system. Haiti, it's really tonight and tomorrow morning. And again, eastern sections, Jacmel, Port-au-Prince off to the east, that's where we're going to see some gusty winds, 40 miles per hour tonight or 65 kilometers an hour. Worse weather tonight. Now, here's the thing with the mountainous terrain. Of course, the runoff is going to be so quick in Haiti. Even the rain in the Dominican Republic, there are those passages that get back into Haiti, and with that, the rain in the DR will start to stream in just itself into Haiti and fill up those rivers. Huge concern on those river crossings. I've been in them after thunderstorms where, again, we're not even dealing with a tropical system, and you know how it goes. Again, those rivers quick rise and things take a mind of their own as far as the movement of those rivers tipping vehicles. Don't want any of that. Want you prepared ahead of time. Puerto Rico, it'll be late. We're seeing some of it now, but more so late today and tomorrow. And it's not all day stuff in Puerto Rico, as I've been highlighting. But again, you get those feeder bands on the back edge of it. That will give us some downpours in spots. Same thing, U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands. We'll get some gustier winds, 30, 35 miles per hour. Worse weather, though, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands staying off to the west over toward the DR, but not letting my guard down for flooding because we know how easy it is to flood. So we've got this blob here not looking organized like a classic system, but you see it. It's a huge blob of rain that is going to be working up to the north, even though some of those taller cloud tops have been drifting down to the south, back through Venezuela. A couple old systems out here, Gert and Emily, not a bother. I'll keep an eye on that. I do believe that'll develop off the coast of Africa. We'll eventually get a strong wave developing over the next few days, but putting that on the back burner. My concern right now is what's going on with Franklin. Again, Gert falling apart. Harold is out there. Harold is in the Gulf of Mexico. And again, that was the old tropical wave that rolled through the Caribbean, Bahamas, Florida this weekend. And it did become a named system really wrapping up. And this is a sample, by the way, of what's to come this season. While we were talking about it and becoming the possibility of a tropical storm, it did wrap up pretty quickly. What I mean by that is the water is so warm that we could have a system that doesn't look like a whole lot, gets over those warm waters, and then kind of feeds off of that very quickly. And you see it here, again, all of this moisture working in. Now, again, with a tropical system, sometimes it could be good news. We have a severe drought in Texas. So some of us getting the welcome rain with it, as we know in the tropical system. On the flip side, too much too quickly for sure. So we're going to be dealing with the flooding. And my friends in Mexico, as we get into the higher terrain, my concern in Mexico, northern, northeastern Mexico, the mudslides. I'll be watching you throughout the day, throughout the night, because as this works in, this rain will hit the higher terrain. And again, then we're going to be dealing with the flooding and the mudslides. In these bands of rain, you see how they're bands of rain? You catch a break, you see the brighter colors here, then you catch another break, and then you get another band of brighter colors. In those, there has been some rotation in isolated risk of a waterspout or a tornado, waterspout being a tornado over water, basically. So again, watching out for some isolated tornadoes here. And looking down the road, while we have the flooding concerns here, flooding and mudslide concerns in Mexico, even down the road in western sections of Texas, we are going to see that flood threat as this does work inland. So yes, welcome rain to a degree, but in the short term, watching out for the severe aspect of this. So watching this here, of course, right near the ABC Islands, trying to lift up to the north, not symmetric at all. I talk about wind shear, how the winds can knock off the tops of the thunderstorms. We've been seeing that kind of on both. You see some of those clouds kind of stretching this way and that way. That's some of the wind shear. The center somewhere over here. So again, we're going to see the center kind of try to figure itself out. Watching some rain here and the Cayman Islands. We've been waking up to some cloudy skies, kind of gloomy weather around in the Cayman Islands today. By the way, Cayman Islands and Jamaica. Next week, it looks like there could be some development coming out of the Panama, Colombia area lifting to the north. Again, Cayman Islands and Jamaica, even just off the coast of Belize and Honduras, watching the Western Caribbean closely next week for something trying to spin up. So again, I got my eye on everything. As you can see, again, the rain in Aruba, that's already really worked out. We've had it around Curacao, same thing. South side of Franklin, we've been seeing the rain and storms and some flooded streets. Please be safe in the ABC Islands. Turks and Caicos, I've been highlighting that, showed you the computer models, my friends in the Turks and Caicos. Heaviest weather, yes, just east tomorrow. tomorrow, but the potential of flooding in the Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, most of this action staying off to the east. 30% chance of a shower storm today in Barbados. And by the way, some of us have been so dry, Trinidad and Tobago. How hot were we yesterday in Trinidad? We're going to do that again for today. Rain chance so limited. Grenada, only a 20% chance. We're also on the hot side. Rain chance goes down. Temps go up. We're seeing that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And back toward Jamaica, again, some scattered showers and storms like we have in the Cayman Islands right now. But next week, there could be some kind of homegrown development. I'll be watching out for that. Scattered showers and storms possible. My friends in Belize, over toward Ladyville and Hopkins, Cayman Islands, as I showed you again, we've had a lot of cloud cover around and some rain around in some spots already. Guadeloupe today, tomorrow, rain chance 30%, 20 to 30% chance. My friends in Dominica for today, and again on the hot side in Dominica and Martinique, limited chance of rain. It'll pick up some later this week. 20 to 30% chance. St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, over toward Antigua and Barbuda, about a 40% chance for today. As we work our way into Anguilla, isolated shower storm today, 40% chance by Thursday. St. Martin, Saba, Statia, seeing a passing shower or storm. And again, we had that flooding just a couple days ago in St. Martin, so hopefully things stay a little bit more settled. Costa Rica, the rain chance stays on the higher side, so I'll be watching that over toward Costa Rica as we go over the next couple days. And again, near Costa Rica, I'm going to be watching out for those showers and storms that will be building. Venezuela, a 30% chance of some rain and storms around the next couple days, and a 30% chance as we work our way over toward Guyana. Limited chance of rain in Suriname, just a 20% chance. So again, tracking what's next for you as we get a look at what's happening. Again, Tropical Storm Franklin, the major impacts coming in the form of the floods, not necessarily the winds. Every system is a little bit different. Watching Bermuda in the Atlantic region of Canada down the road, and Harold rolling into Texas and Mexico. And again, new development, 2 spots. Coast of Africa, new wave coming off, and Western Caribbean next week, there could be a spin up. So a couple new spots to think about as we get down the road, as we get closer to the peak of hurricane season, not even halfway through the season. Please, my friends in Haiti, Dominican Republic, be safe. Please share this channel with others. It's not for clicks. You don't even need to subscribe. I just want the word out. Hopefully it gets into some WhatsApp groups, and the word gets out about this system. Be safe, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.